Hello everybody. So in today's video I saw we have a new grocery store that opened where I live, and it's called Buy Low Foods, and I'm sitting out in front of it right now. I looked at their flyer and it said that they have strawberries on sale for $1.97. Normally that's about $9.97 here, so I'm gonna go and try and buy a bunch of strawberries, and then I was thinking maybe we'd make a strawberry pie. So that's what we're doing in today's video. Okay, so I managed to buy 6 2-pound clamshells. They're really nice ones too. So we're just gonna wash these in some baking soda and vinegar water to get all the dirt and yucky pesticides and stuff out. Hopefully I can fit all of them in here. I'm not going to be making all of these into pie, probably only 1 or 2 of these. The rest is for fresh eating. My family loves strawberries. Okay. They smell really good. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of baking soda in. And a little bit of vinegar. Okay. While these are sitting and soaking and cleaning, we are going to go and make the pie crust for the pie. So I'm going to let these sit here until we're done making the pie crust. Okay. For the pie crust, I do have a video on how to make this pie crust in my videos. It's no fail all butter pie crust. So this pie crust it's supposed to make 2 pie crusts. So we're going to do 2 1/4 cups of flour. I highly recommend making this in your food processor. It's so much faster. Okay, so we're going to put 2 1/4 cups right in. Quarter. Got flour everywhere already. Okay, and then we need a whole cup of butter, chilled butter. So I already put them in here. We're gonna put the salt in first. We need 1 teaspoon of salt. There. Okay, and then 1 cup of all chilled butter. Okay, now we're going to pulse this until it's like pea-sized. It's very fast in the food processor, so you got to be careful that you don't over pulse it. Let's look at it. Needs a little bit more. I'd say 1 more. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, I dropped one. Let's put that in there. Here, I'm going to break that up since the rest of it's already done. Break it up into little tiny pieces here. This pie crust is the best pie crust I have made. It works every single time I make it. Okay, so now we're going to slowly add in the ice water. You want to make sure the water is actually ice water. This part usually is pretty fast, so you just want enough to combine it and give it a nice moist texture, but not over moist. It says about 8 to 10 tablespoons in the recipe. starting to get together here. Okay, let's check that because that looks really close. Just cut my finger on the blade. Wasn't being careful. I think this is actually perfect. Okay, so let me go get a Band-Aid and then we will dump this out and we'll put it in the fridge to chill while we make the filling for the strawberry pie. I got my Band-Aid on here. I'm going to put a glove on just to make sure. This is perfect, I can tell by looking at it. Should have been more careful around the blades. I love this pie crust, it tastes delicious too. Just getting it off the bottom here. I probably could have even went a little bit less with the water, but I think this was pretty good. Okay, so like I was saying, this is enough for 2 pie crusts. So I'm just gonna cut it in half here. And then we're gonna put it in the fridge to chill while we make the filling for the pie. Or actually cut up the strawberries, and then we're gonna bake the pie the pie shell. But the butter is softening a bit, so I want to put it in the fridge to chill a little bit first. This pie crust, it works very well in the freezer as well. So do keep that in mind. It can be frozen. When I make this, I usually make a lot of it and then just freeze them. It's much more convenient to make pie when the pie crust is already done. I do not buy pie crust, especially when it's so easy to make. Okay, so let's cut up some strawberries for the filling. I drained all the strawberries. So for this recipe, it says 6 cups of fresh strawberries. So I'm going to cut some up and I'm going to cook some of them in there. I'm probably going to cook half of them in the glaze, and then later, once it's done cooking, I'm going to stir in some extra, just so that they're not all mush. There's some nice crunch from fresh strawberry in there. I'm also going to have a bowl here to choose some really nice ones to go on top as decoration. Kind of like this on top of the pie. Just to make it look beautiful. That one will make a good one. I got lots to choose from. I better make sure this only makes 1 pie. Yes, it does. Thought I should make sure. So this recipe, oh, I didn't even notice that I was putting them in there. This recipe does not take gelatin. Some recipes online have gelatin in them. I did not want that. So this recipe is made with cornstarch. I'm not too worried about the size of them. If they're too big after they're done cooking, I'm going to take immersion blender to it, because I do plan on mixing in some bigger sliced ones. So this has been on my list to make for a very long time. I was going back and forth about making a fresh strawberry pie like this or a strawberry cream pie. So I ultimately decided to do the fresh strawberry pie, and then do like a whipped topping on top. Okay, let me get my cup so I can measure how many we got going on here. This is a 2-cup measure. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 cups into the glaze, and then I'm going to hold back 2 cups to mix in after it's been cooked, so there's a nice strawberry crunch to it, like a fresh strawberry crunch. Okay, so that's 4. And then we'll do the 2 cups to put them mixed in here. These ones I'm going to be a little bit more intricate on cutting because these ones aren't going to be blended. I think I'm going to take out an even number here. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to do 10, and then I will evenly distribute them around the pie here. I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to taste delicious. This is one recipe I won't be tasting on camera though. This is for dessert for my family, so I have the oven preheated for the pie crust. The pie crust is pre-baked. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to clean this up, and then we're going to roll out the pie crust, and then we'll start making the filling. Okay, so it's been chilling for a bit. It is a little bit sticky, so I'm going to use a little bit of flour. I think I did use a little bit too much water, but it's okay. It's nice and soft. I'll use this glass pie plate here. Oh yes, it's really nice. Actually, I changed my mind. I think this is the perfect amount of water. I like it when the pie crust sticks together really nice. It doesn't fall apart. Yeah, it's really nice. So I'm just doing this to fit the pie plate here. I love this new rolling pin that I bought. I did like the marble one that I used to have before it broke, but just because it was nice and heavy, but I actually really like this one. I find this one a little bit easier to use because I can just roll it with my hands. Okay, let's see. I think that's fairly close. Let me do a little bit more on this one side here. There. Okay. Oh, it's a pastry bead I dropped. I finally found my pastry beads after moving. I had lost them for a while after moving. I couldn't figure out what I had done with them. Finally found them. So it was a good time to make the pie. There we go. It's perfect. Okay, let me wipe up some of this mess and then we will cut this and fill it. Okay. So make sure I got this all the way down. And I'm just going to cut off the edges. I'm just trimming off the excess. Okay. Now, I think I'm just going to give it a little pinch just to make it look nice. Okay, maybe not. I don't like the way that looks. Let's do a fork. I think a fork will be fine. I didn't like the way that looked. Yeah, there we go. We'll do a fork. It looks nice. I heard there's a baking hack you can do using tongs on the side of your pie, on the edges. Might try it one day. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to put some holes in the bottom. Okay, and then I'm also going to use some pastry beads. I like pastry beads. If you crumple it up, it helps form the pie better. Probably didn't need that much. Okay, so I'm going to bake this for about 18 to 20 minutes. Probably 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. I'm happy I finally found my pastry beads. Just helps it so the bottom doesn't bubble up. Okay, so I'm going to bake this at 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. And let me clean up my mess and then we'll start on the filling. Okay. So I decided to wait to make sure the pie crust was done before I started this. So I just took it out and it's cooling. So let's start to make the filling. So I have half a cup of water and it says to use 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. In cold water, don't put it in warm water, it'll lump. Mix it together. So I did take out a little bit more of the strawberries. I was rereading the recipe and it says to put approximately about 2 cups of strawberries in there and then the rest get mixed in later. So I'm going to pour that right into the strawberries here. And then we need 1 cup of sugar. This is a half cup measure, so I'm going to need 2 of these. Okay, something that's not in this recipe that I'm personally going to do is I'm going to add a splash of lemon juice. I know that lemon brings out the flavor of strawberries, so I'm just going to give it a little splash. I think it'll be a nice, fresh, bright taste to it. This recipe also says to put 4 or 5 drops of red food coloring in. You don't need to do this if you don't want to. It gives it a nicer look to the pie. Okay, let's mix all this together. Ooh, that's pretty bright. I'll give you a look here. Bright that is. Looks beautiful though. Okay, so now we just need to bring this to a boil and let it thicken, and then we can put it right into the pie. Okay, it's really starting to thicken now. So I'm going to take it off the heat and I'm going to let it cool for a couple minutes, and then we'll stir in the rest of the strawberries. Okay, so I've let it cool a little bit. I decided I'm not going to blend it. So we're going to put this right in. Show you what it looks like. Looks really delicious. So now let's pour these in. Mix it up. This is going to be delicious, I can tell already. Looks like that. Okay, I think the pie crust it's pretty hot still, but it's cool enough. Pour this right in. This pie can also be made with graham cracker crust as well. Oh my gosh, that looks so delicious. Okay, so this needs to set for a little bit. So I'm going to put this in the fridge probably for a couple hours. I don't know if it'll take a couple hours, but we'll see how long it takes to set. I'll tell you when it's done how long it took. And then we'll make some whipped topping and decorate the top. I'm going to give you a close-up look. Doesn't that look good? Looks delicious. Okay, I'll see you when this is set. So, I just made up some whipped cream. Insert a little video right here. So, I put it into a piping bag. I'm going to put these evenly around the pie. Make it somewhat symmetrical here. I think this is going to be delicious. Yeah, like that. I think that's good. Okay, I'm going to give you a close-up look while I pipe the whipped cream. Okay, so I've just got a round tip on this. I'm just going to make it look beautiful. Like that. Just going to fill in the gaps now. I think this is going to be delicious. There we go. I think that looks beautiful. Give you a close-up look. Doesn't that look delicious? There we go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I want to thank everybody for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.